Centuries ago, deep in a dense forest, a massive palace known as the Blood Palace loomed ominously. It was ruled by the cruel King Rudrabir, who ruled through fear, his heart untouched by the cries of his suffering subjects. To him, the only way to maintain control was through terror, and any dissent was swiftly punished. Those who dared speak against him vanished into the dark dungeon beneath the palace, a place from which no one ever returned. It was a sinister reality, as the whispers of the tortured souls echoed through the halls at night. One fateful day, an old woman appeared before the grand entrance of the palace. With a voice full of rage and sorrow, she cursed the king, declaring that he would live forever, even after death, and that his majestic palace would become his eternal prison. Rudrabir laughed at her words and had her thrown into the dungeon, dismissing her as a madwoman. That very night, something strange began to unfold. At the stroke of midnight, Rudrabir was stirred from his slumber by an eerie whisper emanating from the depths of the dungeon. "Your Majesty. We remember." He heard. Convinced it was a trick of the mind or a joke played by his guards, he arose to investigate. But when he reached the dungeon, he found the heavy doors locked, and the chilling silence engulfed him. Yet, the voices continued, now echoing from the castle walls themselves, a haunting reminder of his cruel nature. The following night, as he wandered the palace corridors, King Rudrabir stumbled upon strange bloodstains. Compelled by a growing sense of dread, he followed the gruesome trail to the secret chamber where he had inflicted so much pain. To his shock, the door swung open of its own accord, revealing the tortured souls he had once wronged. Their eyes, void of life, stared back at him from their blood-soaked bodies. Panic surged through him as he turned to flee, but the palace itself came alive. Hands emerged from the walls, clutching at his legs, and the anguished cries of countless victims filled the air, drowning him in terror. At that moment, the horrifying truth dawned on him: this was no mere nightmare. The weight of the suffering he had imposed consumed him. The cries grew louder, enveloping him in a cacophony of despair, and as he stood frozen in horror, Rudrabir understood that his reign was over. The morning light found the king on his throne, eyes wide with terror, his body lifeless, yet his spirit trapped in an agonizing eternity. With the death of King Rudrabir, the Blood Palace fell silent, abandoned and overgrown. The villagers, having heard the legends surrounding the dark structure, dared not approach it. Whispers passed from generation to generation warned of lights glowing at midnight, illuminating the palace from within. The throne remained ever occupied by the spirit of King Rudrabir, forever bound to the realm of the living and the damned. Rumors spread through the nearby villages that the king's curse had twisted reality. He now roamed the empty halls, cursed to live even after death, eternally trapped in his own creation of horror. Fear gripped the hearts of those who dared to venture too close, for it was said that anyone who entered the Blood Palace vanished without a trace, consumed by the lingering presence of the malevolent spirit who wished for company, no matter the cost. Each midnight, as the moon hung high and the wind whispered through the trees, the palace pulsed with dark energy. Shadows danced against the walls, and the echoes of long-lost souls resonated through the air. The old woman's curse had indeed come to pass, and the once feared king was now a prisoner of his own making, surrounded by the shadows of his past deeds, longing for the very souls he had tormented. As the tales morphed into legend, the Blood Palace stood as a testament to the consequences of tyranny and cruelty. It remained a dark, forbidding reminder that power corrupted, and those who wielded it without compassion were fated to a nightmarish existence where fear and pain were their only companions. King Rudrabir's story became an echo of a truth feared by many, that the sins of the past cannot be escaped, and their shadows can haunt even the strongest of kings.